Hello and welcome to the big Arsenal discussion. I'm your host Giles, and joining me today are regulars Robbie from Arsenal Fan TV, Amanda from the Good Girls podcast, and the delectable, delightful Asian sensation FK. All right, let's talk about the last 16. We're in it again, 15th consecutive season. Again, as runners-up, probably from 8th for the last 16 or 15 consecutive seasons. We're up against, in the draw, I think we've got Porto, Bayern Munich, or Munich. Yeah, sure somebody corrects me.
Sounded German, no?
Yeah. We've got Monaco, we've got 2 Madrid clubs, and we've got one other.
Porto.
Did I say that already? Right, yeah, cool. Anyway, all right. So I'm going to start with you, Amanda. Who would you most like to get? Who would you least like to get?
Are you seriously asking me that?
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Right. I think I'd take Porto or Monaco as please. That's not going to happen to us. Real Madrid or Bayern Munich. Although I'd like to see Real Madrid, and we'd probably get slaughtered. I can't stand another Bayern Munich, but I'm telling you now, we're going to get Bayern Munich every goddamn year. Hopefully I'm wrong. Yeah, obviously. Surely no one's going to disagree. You going to disagree?
No.
Of course not.
If you want to progress, you want the clubs that you think you've got the best chance of winning against. So I guess you would say Monaco or Porto. I'd fancy us against Atletico as well, given that some of their best players left last summer and they might be recovering. The glamorous ties, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, that's what Champions League is all about. And at some point, if you want to win, you've got to play the best. And for me, actually, if you look back at the last few years that you've been a fan and you think about the most memorable nights, it was the Real Madrid Bernabeu 1-0. It was the Barcelona 2-1 Arshavin. It was the San Siro 5-1, the Milan 3-0 at home. They're the games you want to be involved in. That's why we pay the most expensive ticket prices. But I guess if you want to progress, and that's not a certainty by any stretch, you'd obviously want the less glamour teams.
Robbie, would you like an easier path to the last date? Or would you like one of those, Arshavin?
I would definitely want the easier path. I really, really hope we avoid Bayern. I think they're looking so strong at the moment. I know City beat them, but even in that game when they were down to 10 men, they were tight. And they seem to have the number on us at the moment. I don't want Barcelona, I don't want Real Madrid. I mean, they would be great ties. And at the end of the day, you are going to have to come up against them to win the tournament. You're going to have to come up against one of those big boys. But Monaco for me. Number one, it'd be a great trip out there to the south of France, and I'd love that. Might have to sleep in the car because it's very expensive out there. And also, I think Monaco, we could beat them. I think they went through with the least amount of goals scored or something like that. And it's, they're definitely beatable. Porto actually decent team, but again beatable. And Atletico Madrid, like you said. Again, very good team. I think they've actually made some very good signings, replacing Costa with Mandzukic and people like that. Griezmann, they've got a good team. But again, I think over 2 legs, they're beatable. So I just hope we can avoid... And if we'd only... That Anderlecht game, we would have finished top of the group.
Do you think, guys, do you agree with Gary Neville's assessment that, if you're a Barcelona or a Madrid or a Bayern Munich, you want an Arsenal in the last 16. They think, his insinuation is we're fragile. We're one of the weaker teams to get in the league.
Maybe this season.
Yeah, he might also be saying that because they've all, they've got a history of beating us.
Yeah.
So, I suppose they wouldn't mind getting us because they've got a history of beating us in the Champions League.
If you sat here and you asked a Porto fan who would they want, they'd probably say us. And if you asked a Madrid, they'd probably say us, because at the moment we're the ones that look quite weak. So that's probably why he said that. 2-3 seasons ago, they wouldn't have fancied us. So he's right in what he's saying at the moment.
Could that work in our advantage? Could we use that to our advantage?
Well, I guess it's funny because Arsenal always perform when the pressure's off and we're the underdogs. So we've known that in recent games and recent seasons. But personally, I think he'd be right. Yeah, I mean, the Barcelona certainly don't want to go to Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich certainly don't want to go to Real Madrid. They'd probably rather save that until later in the competition. But, for me personally, it's about seeing the best players in front of you live. They're the memories that I'm going to savour for the rest of my life. For the easier path, you'd want the smaller clubs. But I think Gary Neville's right. smaller clubs. You know, I mean, with greatest respect, with Gary Neville, yeah, he's right. Clubs are looking at Arsenal as a bit of a wounded animal, a bit of an unpredictable item. You don't know what you're going to get, but there will be. I mean, whoever draws us, they will look at the players that we've got on paper. They'll look at the manager. They'll look at our ground. They'll look at the fact that we're, English Premier League. They're not going to enjoy coming to Arsenal. That's for
And
sure.
remember, FK, by the time we get round to those games, which will be in the new year, we might have certain players coming back.
That's
You might
what I
have a
was gonna say.
Walcott back. You might have a Ozil back. You might have
Yeah.
Koscielny back.
So let's play the
Might
new.
even
Wilshere as well.
also opportunity to buy some
So if we
players.
can get through Porto,
So-
Monaco, if we get them, it's a big if. We're going to have all our team back, hopefully, and it could work for us.
Let's do a little game. It's called the Mock Champions League draw. We've got, we can see that no expense has been spared here. We've got a
Beer glass.
that's how we're rolling here at Big Arsenal Discussion. We've got a pot here, or glass here, with 6 teams. I want each and every one of you to draw a name out of the hat. Hold it up to the camera so everybody can see.
Well, because it's Christmas, let's have a little draw.
Who are we going to get? Manda,
Who are we
this
gonna
is no pressure, Amanda.
Amanda,
Make sure
let's
you
start with you.
It makes no
Draw
odds.
Monaco
You
out
do
there.
realise I'm not drawing it on Monday.
get Monica.
You get Bayern Munich.
Do you want me to open it
The
now?
draw according to Amanda.
Oh, I cannot believe you've done that.
That was the bogey team. Obviously, Liverpool are out.
All right.
That's a
Okay.
Mickey take. That's a Mickey take. That's a Mickey take. You know what? We got to go to Liverpool in a couple of weeks. They're going to be
Yeah, we
looking
have.
for us now.
Yeah. FK.
Yes.
Here you go.
Right.
Liverpool.
FK draws. Who have we got here?
Real Madrid.
The Decima. 10
Yeah.
times winners.
I would hate that. I mean, I would like it from an
We'd
aesthetic
love
point
it,
of view,
but not.
I'd
Yeah, I
hate it
get
because
that.
I think the writing would be on the wall.
Okay, all right. Okay, let's put it back now. Finally, Robbie.
Right, what's your Monaco? Monaco.
It's a good old mix.
I cannot
Go
believe
on,
we're
Robbie.
doing this.
There you go.
I apologise now.
You got. Everyone's waiting.
Oh my God.
We've got Barcelona.
On the two teams that we've drawn,
Oh.
Robbie, do you think we have any chance against Barca or Real Madrid?
Sorry.
If I'm being honest, I'd say we'd be in big trouble if we draw any of those two. Listen, let Amanda draw one more. She drew out the funny team, Liverpool.
True.
Save us, Amanda. Save her. Whoever Amanda gets,
You think that's going to be the draw?
that's who we're going
Why
to
don't you just
get.
put them on the table and I'll pick. I
That's who
won't
we're
look.
going to get. Come on,
I won't
Amanda.
look.
Save us.
Go on.
Save us, Amanda.
No UEFA balls, Charles.
Oh,
no,
come on.
just go.
What are the chances?
Fix.
Chuck Liverpool. Listen, Chuck Liverpool.
Go on,
Come on, draw it.
Go on. One more go.
Right, come on. Give us a decent team now. Decent.
Give us a chance, Amanda.
Oh.
Barcelona. So who's it going to be? I don't
Oh,
know.
no, good luck.
Oh,
You know,
That's why I
whoever it's
boxed
going
the
to
club.
be, we have to go there with confidence, don't we? We have to go into it with confidence. I'm sure Wenger's going to come out and say we've got every chance of beating them.
Okay, hold on
We're
now.
the 16. We're one of the 16 best teams.
It's February, yeah? Or March, is it? Which one?
Feb,
yeah.
isn't it? Yeah.
We could have been on a 10-game unbeaten run by then, and we could be favourites. Not Real Madrid, Barcelona favourites, but things change all the time. Who'd have thought we'd left Stoke and go to Galatasaray and do that? So let's have a bit of
It's
positivity.
just the defence, though. It's
The
like,
only
you
chance
know,
we've got is winning the Champions
you know,
League,
the
not
defence,
the league.
Amanda. You know,
You're
if we
telling
don't
me about
get-
the
We don't
defence.
get the act together. Per Mertesacker,
Against
you know,
Messi.
But defending
Bellerin
as a
and people
team.
like that up
It's not just
against
the defence, though.
Gareth
Robbie,
Bale,
Robbie.
Ronaldo,
Mertesacker against
or-
Messi.
Yeah,
or
but
Messi,
it's not
Messi,
just you're picking out the defenders. It's got to be
Suarez,
defending as a team, though. Surely.
Neymar. Oh,
Defending as a team. It's got to be defending
Those
as a team, hasn't it?
Robbie, those strikers are football form just on their own, aren't
that's
they?
football
The
Paul
two or three
is.
Yeah.
biggest teams are obviously the strongest in the competition. They can fear anybody. Yeah, we're going to get some players back. I think the style of play is very different. Premier League football and European football European football maybe suits us. The fact that we're not so tight defensively, we're not so in your faces and 100 miles an hour non-stop. But you know, if we have players back and knowing they're going to come to the Emirates, I don't think there'll be many clubs sort of thinking, oh yes, you know, we're going to Arsenal. I think they'll be thinking, well, you know, they could be difficult. And correct me if I'm wrong, we went out on away goals both years to Bayern Munich. Is that right? Ozil's penalty miss will always haunt me.
Yeah.
Because what
And
could it
haunt
be?
him.
But the reality is, if we get a good start, I wouldn't put it past this Arsenal team to go somewhere like Real Madrid and maybe sneak a win. It's happened in the past.
It has, yeah.
It can happen.
Sorry.
No, it's laughable, but it can happen. It's happened in the past.
Not today, but as I said, in
this is what
February,
comfort
March.
was about. Wigan went to Man City and dumped them in their own ground. So you just never know. But if you give it your best shot, who knows?
Key to Arsenal is going to be how we if we can improve that defence before we get to those games. Whether it's going to be going out there and buying.
It's not just about buying players.
Whether it's
about
going to be because at the moment, if say for instance that back four that was up against Stoke at the weekend, right, which is a possibility with injuries and that, was up against Real Madrid with or up against Barcelona, we'd be in big trouble.
What are the chances we're going to get a top class defender that's not going to be cup tied in the Champions League?
Winston Reid.
Is he a top class defender?
He's not a top class defender.
Well,
What's the
Right.
chances we're going to get a top class defender who's not going to be Champions League cup tied?
Should we forget the last part?
This
What
is-
about
it's
the
gonna
chance
be-
of getting us a top class defender? What's the
Then,
chance?
Well,
then,
we
then,
need
then,
to do
then
that.
it comes down to the system, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And the tactics you employ for that.
Yeah,
game.
but even
That's
with
what it
the
comes down to.
tactics, tactics is one thing, but personnel is also important. And when you're up against,
So which top class defender would you get that is not Champions League cup tied?
I can't think of one at the moment
Right.
that we could get. But
So we are
if
with this.
if the injuries are going to persist to Lauren Koscielny, we're going to have to try and get someone. We're going to have to look around some of the top teams that maybe are not in the Champions League and try and see if we can get one of those defenders. Because if we do draw one of those big teams, if say it was Barcelona, you're up against Suarez, Neymar and Messi. Your back four has got to be on point.
And I keep saying it's not just about the back four.
It's not
It's
just
gotta
about
be-
the back
it's gotta
four.
be
You've
the
got
protection as well.
You're right, but
Yeah.
personnel is important
Yeah,
when you're
absolutely.
playing against the very
Absolutely.
best.
All right, so who would you like in the Champions League draw on Monday? Give us your thoughts on the box below. Thank you.
Hi, this is Robbie from Arsenal Fan TV, wanting to invite you along to our special Christmas drink up, which is going to be taking place on Tuesday, the 23rd of December. Listen, we've got a great panel of guests for you on the night, which is going to feature some of the fans that have featured throughout the season on our channel. Bully will be there, the legendary Chris Hudson, Claude will be there, Ty will be there, and I'll try and keep them apart. Listen, we've got great guests. Mo will be there. They'll be answering questions from you, and we'll also be filming the event live to be broadcast on Arsenal Fan TV. Tickets are available. All you got to do is check out the link to buy your tickets. Some of the proceeds will be going towards charity as well. So make sure you come along and support it. It's the Arsenal Fan TV Christmas Drink Up taking place at the Gunners Pub. That is just round the corner from the Old Highbury and not too far away from the Emirates Stadium. We look forward to seeing you on the night. Arsenal Fan TV wishing you a Merry Christmas.